Hey everyone, welcome to this live stream. And today we are going to be continuing working on our Explore application, which is a desktop application that lets you manage your JavaScript projects dependencies, or you can say package JSON file with a interactive interface. So we'll be continuing on building more and more features into our application. And since it's a desktop application, and with that, so I'm heavily relying on Node.js file system modules to manipulate or manage the files or run commands and everything. So far we have added a functionality to select a project, right? Close a project. For example, you can select a project and it'll show you the list of dependencies and dev dependencies it has. And so far we also have the feature to change a package's version to a particular version, so you can change it like this, right? So it'll take a while, and as soon as it's done, it's going to throw the all the logs that they were during the installation, right? So this is the basic functionality that we have so far in the application. Right now with that, for today, I'll be adding a couple of more features. First of all, we'll be starting with rendering the rest of the fields that a package JSON typically has, so like name, author, and everything, right? So we'll be rendering that as well. For example, the file that I am working with is so let's do that. So right now, the data that I get when I open a particular project is the whole package JSON file. So essentially, the whole thing. So you get name, description, version, author, main, if the package has that, scripts, and all the dependencies and dependencies, right? So let's continue on that and show a couple of more fields on that are regarding the project itself, right? So to do that, we can come over here. So it will be in the section. So we'll turn this into another section of its own, and we'll push this into that. And let's add another section. So first of all, let's check out what all other details we are getting, so we can just install this. And we can see the details that we are getting. It's essentially there. So there's a name, there's a bunch of scripts, right? So there's the dependencies and the dependencies that I'm already showing here. So we've got, so let's open this file and add a couple of more fields. For example, let's also open this one so I can take a reference. Right, so you've got, let's just add these three first. Right, so demo for tags component, starting at this. So there's author and all, right? There are more things. Let's see. What all do we have? Directory contributions, assets. Nice. So let's just work with this for now. So we have description, name, and author, and let's display those to begin with. So we can do is go into this. So we built sort of this functionality. I think we can replicate the same thing into a whole package file, whole package JSON file. Copy this, paste it, except it's not a URL, so it's going to be, now that's fine. So second span would be of its value. So first of all, it's going to be, let's call it name, and then pass file name. Save that. So our name is showing up. We need to make it text white. Instances of packages import with dependency show them with the navigation to the found. Hey Rishi, thanks for joining. We'll get you to find all the instances. Do you mean these? I'm guessing you mean these. Like go through all the files, figure out all the imports. Okay, name is there. Let's add more. Of course, we have to make it conditional since there's a chance that the packages might not have a name. So we just let the file has name. We don't need this. And we show this section. Adding author and license. How do you mean? So I mean it's just a field. So okay, so yeah, I just got a new idea. Thanks Madrang for that. So right now, if you'll notice, it doesn't have a couple of fields. For example, the license thing that you mentioned, and there could be more fields that there are in a package JSON for all these. And now I suddenly got this idea to why not have the ability for, I think it's sort of a derivative from your idea that there would be a plus icon or something that will show you all the properties or all the fields that package JSON could take, and that way you'll be able to just select I want this field, I want this field. So you'll be able to add all of those. So for example, you'll be able to essentially build the whole package JSON from this app itself. Nice idea. Let's add that too. Or let's stop and run. I'll move this with some action. Thanks for that. Let's move on. So we have name. Let's add author. Actually let's also add this one also. I mean, this is a cool idea maybe that Rishi pointed out. I may not go into that direction, but still a good idea. Nice. I got another idea, but I wasn't really going that direction, Rishi, but nice idea. So so it would be like, since I am building this is a tool that lets you like right now manage my packages essentially. So why not stop it at that and also give you sort of like I think we could do charts that shows which of the packages are consuming how much space in your whole project, right? So it's sort of like a do you call it that essentially the like package analyzer that shows you the space or storage that each package would consume, and I think that's something we could do. and yes, and display. Like we could do import cost may depends on the file they're imported in, but we could do package cost and in terms of size, something like I'll write it better later on. So we were at, next we have description. I think what would be much cooler than doing like manually this is to list all the okay, let's try this. Will okay, please file map e, and we are essentially going to do this, except we'll only do this if we'll only do this if the key's value is a string, and as in like, so if it's an object, this it'll be shown in a different way, but if it's just a key value, we'll just list them out in a sequence. And since it's an object, it's always going to be in a like alphabetical format or in an increasing order, right? So it's always going to show in same sequence. So we can check if key is a string, and we can do file key type of equal to rewrite this. Is it this? And then we can do add key here, and here do key. Yeah, that essentially. Okay, so instead of like manually adding all the fields one by one, we can rather go with this approach that maps all the key value pairs where the value is a string, and this is much better than doing it the other way. Okay. So this will handle all the key value where the value is string. Okay. Yeah, name. Okay, so there's another way. Yeah, we'll come to that later. Okay, another way of doing. So I want to handle the objects differently because I'm showing these two specifically as tables, but I think we can also show pretty much everything as table. If it is if its value is a object. Right. Let's try empty. No, I just recall the query. For example, if I were to change this to this, it just refetches the query, so there is no subscription, it's just manual calls. As in, I'm not even sure if there's a way to listen for changes on a file. Oh, there is. Nice. um okay, let's also try this. Let's create versions. For example, I could do file. Um, okay, yeah. Just return and hmm. It's just a second. I mean, it's in the description, but sure, I'll show you. Yeah, it is in the description. You can check the description for the one song. So if there is an object, will essentially be rendering okay. Sad. Maybe so. Cannot find the because it's key. Right. And so if it is a string, return this, and this should be key, a field, and this should be value, and it should be fine for now. Nothing was returned from the render. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, this should be white. Right, so it's returning ABC twice for these two dependencies. No, it's returning that for this one and this one. So let's make the author an object, and we'll have a name, and we'll have name, and we'll have, what was that? No, we don't need to. So let's have this, and we'll render a table if it comes to an object, for example. So we'll do our value, object dot use over value, and we want to map this, but let's just take the it's going to be a UL, and let's copy this and do paste it here. You can say, so from this we'll get so we can say value and key, one more, this is here. That's fine. It's fine. Okay. Uh, if you meant to render a collection of children, wait, there's also these ones that have object within objects, and for them we can again do the same thing, recall renderer. Okay. Yeah, let's handle those later. So we're getting objects is not a valid, and it's probably because of these, right? And I should let's restrict it for now. Value key. String. Section. All right. 72. Nice. And this should be text white, or we can make it like that, which is text 3400. Let's try text white first and then we'll see. Yeah, let's make it 400. Right, and now with that we have them rendering. So we should probably, instead of doing this, maybe render it differently so we get the key name as well, because this doesn't say, like, if they could be right. Let's see. This is fine. Yeah, this looks fine. So we have our scripts, dependencies, and everything. Now, one thing I think is these are different than these. Either we make this similar to this or do the other way. Yeah, let's make it so our packages, for example, not packages, yeah, packages. The title, where does it come in from? So it comes from this, and let's make it h2 and say dependencies. I take the same and say dev dependencies. Yep. And have MT3. Wait, MB3. Okay. Let's see next. So we have this rendering, which is fine. Okay, let's do. Yeah, that looks fine now. Right, so we have this. So we need to be able to take care of. Let's see. We have this one to take care of, right? One more thing to notice is that again the same thing. So we didn't get the key, so we only get the value. We need to have the key as well, and we can probably do that by doing alive. Should have two things. Hey Mohit. Yeah, it is night owl. I'll just check again. Yeah, it's night owl. So here I'll push the value and here I'll push the key. Right. And I should probably have wait, we can probably do gap 3. Right. And let's make these keys a bit different than that. So let's take it to next yellow 200. Yeah, much better. And we can, I mean, since we know it's a key value, so let's have it like this. Yeah, it's this way it's better. I also had another idea that to have all the keys turn up as the what do you call it, table head or table header or column names, but I think this is much but it's better to do it this way than doing that, right? Since we have this in yellow, I'd have to have this in yellow as well. Packages, package name. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, that's better, right? So or should I make the values yellow rather than making the key yellow? Save that. PW, maybe not do this. and do the same thing here, yellow, and 200. Yeah, that's much better to have the values in yellow. So the also to keep it this way, to have a key value like this is later on I'm thinking of integrating the functionality that lets you run the scripts as well. For example, you could have a run button here. If you click on that, it's going to run this script. I'll run this script or this one. So I think I'll move ahead with this approach rather than having table columns and all. Right. So if okay, I should have this as well for the sake of consistency. Maybe not, because you may want to copy the package version, so you can just do this. Let's just keep it like that. Right. So we have these rendering. Now we are stuck at this one. Another thing, variable macro, so they are in camel case. I should probably convert them into what, like spaces. Let's see. Let's get ourselves a package. Lodash. Let's just see Lodash first. So Lodash has couple of functions that does transformation on text, and let's see if it has something that we require. No. Yeah. Capitalize. No. I'm guessing it won't. Yeah, it won't have it. Okay. Start case with. Yeah, I think start case is the thing. I'll just type it as it is, variable macros, and see what the value. Yeah. Yeah, they should work. So I can get the package start case. So I can, I guess, do start case, and there should be a package for that. Yeah. Let's get that installed. Start case, import. All right. And right, so we can now do, instead of doing that, let's get over to and import start case from Lodash start case, and I guess we can pass our key where we have key, so we can just do this and this. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah. Should I make them? Yeah, this is fine now. Okay. Now with that, let's move ahead and try to render this. So the issue with this, I think, is this. because it has a nested object. So if you'll come back to this line where I said like I only want to render if it's a string, so render me a key value, which isn't going to work with this because it has a value of an object, nested object. So let's see. I mean, I know, so essentially what needs to be done here essentially is that if it is an object, I would be running this whole thing again, right? For example, if I copy this and say, let me pass a switch. If it is string, let's try creating a nested renderer or recursive renderer, means that's what it is. So it does this. So if I'll do value and I'll do if the same thing. So if I come to this, if it is an object, right, I am going to return nested renderer with that value again. Wait, not like that. I mean, if it works correctly as I'm thinking. Right, so sort of this, and let's see. So I should replace this whole thing. I will need these two. Let's try the whole thing instead. To have it like this, and we'll see. So it needs to have a field as well, so I can pass like this. Right, and in here I can just call nested renderer. I hope I don't run into unstoppable recursion, but let's see. So this should work, I guess. Of course it would look a bit weird, but let's see. Oh, I hanged it, of course. Let's see what we went wrong. So if it is an object, right, I'm passing the field and value to a nested renderer component, which again checks. Wait, okay, yeah, so that's why. So I shouldn't be checking on this. I should be, okay, I guess it was already in recursion. So the issue I think here is because it's, as soon as it comes in here, it value is an object, right? So I'm again checking for it if it's an object or not, calling the rest renderer. So it's going to go into this, and then going to get into this block of code again and again, right? So I think I should also have this in case. I mean, that would essentially mean me calling this again instead of. Okay. Let's get this here, and in case if the value is a string, I mean it should be fine, but if it is an object, Probably crashed it. Oh, I didn't save it. Right. So we were at this. So the thing with this is, I mean, I should have, instead of doing this, I should have called this, but um, let's try that. We'll come to this later. I'll just try calling renderer again. I should be doing object.keys property on value dot map, and I should be calling this renderer again with field as key and value would be value. Right. Okay, so it went ahead and okay. So it recursively went through everything and created key, like basically found all the key values in this. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's key. I should probably do. Yeah, that's fine. So this is something we don't have to, we don't want it to be like, anytime we come across an object, we want to render a table. So we do want something like this. But the thing is, if it is a nested up, Yeah, we shouldn't be making this a start case. Yeah, shouldn't be. And start case, this could be start case, that's fine. Yeah. I guess you cannot do something. Yeah, I guess that doesn't work. Yeah, I'm done too. So guess I'll just remind you. Value. Let's see. Select methods, which is fine. So we'll do if and if type of value is equal to object I want to render this. Yeah, sort of like that, but why don't we get the value of emotion? Okay, now this is weird. Oh, oh no, that's fine. Let's revert, and we can come back to this later. Right. Let's move ahead and see what we can do next. I think even in case of scripts, we should be doing custom like this, custom component like this. Do you mean something like whimsical? There's Miro, whimsical. Do you mean like those? I mean, there's also Fig by Figma. I'm not sure if I have seen any videos that shows you how to build something like that. But I think if you break it down into individual components, you should be able to figure it out. For example, collaboration you could leave out the collaboration for like at least for the beginning. So if you forget about the collaboration, you can start with um, you can start with rendering um, text, or you can start with implementing functionality to draw, right, or create cards, right, create nodes and everything. You can start with that. As far as the video goes, I'm not sure if I haven't seen any videos too specific that are building a collaborative whiteboard app, so not sure. But yeah, if you do break it down into individual components, you should be able to like find the videos for each of those. I mean, there's already this, if you'll check the Escalidraw, and if you break that down, you'll come to drawing shapes. That's the core, I think that's the core logic behind it, drawing shapes first. So maybe figure out or watch videos on how to draw shapes with Canvas or maybe JavaScript or something, right? And then later on you can worry about making a collaborator. Oh, okay. I think I'm not sure what Escalidraw is doing. I don't have much experience in building collaboration or feature, so I'm not sure. Like, but should be able to like. I think the core idea behind for it to work would be something like having a channel, essentially where everyone is linked with, and all the changes you make and all the changes they make. Now the diffing part where you have to differentiate between who's ahead, like how to merge those changes. I think that would be the challenging part. And creating a sort of channel where everybody can collaborate, that won't be hard to only thing hard about the collaboration feature would be to like merge changes. So maybe figure that out. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get you. Um, much. Building a tool like that must be really interesting. I mean, that would teach you a lot of things, lot of different things. That's why I'm building this one, just so I can figure out, like, come across some problems that I've never come across and maybe learn something on the way. Right. Let's move on and check out. Let's move on to add the functionality to delete a package. So just this. And to start with adding the feature to delete a package, let's go over to components package, and in the package, if you notice, we have this. Let's create and let's duplicate this to include deleting a package. So this would be different. I'd say delete. And let's grab ourselves a delete icon. That and yeah, they should be on this, and I can put it this as well. And I need to also have flex items and I can say I want the gap of 2. Let's see. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's add text red and red. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe make it not that good. It's standing out too much. Maybe let's make it. Yeah, that's fine. Now on click of that button, let's create our endpoint for that. We'll have For example, what we'll need is, so we already know what package name it is, so that's all we need to install a package, for example. But we'd also have to figure out a couple of things. For example, we'll need a path. So let's head over to this, and we have a function. Let's create delete or uninstall package. I have to just make an API call similar to this. So I'll just copy that, paste it, and in case we don't need this, it's fine. We can get rid of that. We can pass the function package name here. So for example, it could be package this that we want to install, right? And don't really need this or this. We can call function that will uninstall package, and we'll pass this is the package name, but we'll also need to pass a couple of more things. For example, I'll also pass the path to that package, this, and I can again use the same thing with, for example, this to say if it is I mean that doesn't matter, so that's fine. So essentially we'd be needing is the path and the package name, and rest we can figure out. And by rest I mean, if we'll go into the install part, if you'll notice, to build a command we need to know a couple of things, like where to execute that command, right? So when it came to installing, we need to know the name of the package and the version we want to install to, and this if it is a dependency or not. And now this is something that we don't need to know in case of an install. We just need to know what the name of it is and where the package is installed. So these are the two things, and the third thing would be to know whether it's whether to do yarn remove or npm uninstall, right? which we can again figure out by the package name. So we can come here and say uninstall.tsx, and essentially take this. We'll have, let's just we'll just refetch package. We'll just fetch file with path, and we can do, so we're passing that package. Why is it? Oh, it's a reverse reserved. I'll just say name. That's fine. And we don't need this. We need to call this on click of and on this I can pass the name, which is this. Yeah, essentially. So we have that. We have this that we can close. We have this, which is fine. Which is fine. Now, in case of this, we just need name and path, right? So we'll check if it exists or not. Standard checks. Then we'll check for this. So if it's a yarn package, so I'll do yarn remove. If it is npm, I'll do this. We don't need this. We can just do command remove command, and we can set up this name. So yarn remove this, npm install this, right? And then we can execute that command on the design path. We don't really need to we can just do this. We don't really need any data, so we can just return success, and we also don't need this, and this should be fine. So let's go back to this, and where we declared this endpoint, and let's just declare that. So we get name and the path, right? And let's see. So we will be making a request to it'll be a say it is a post, right? So I'll be making a post to API/packages/uninstall. I mean, it could have said remove, but let's keep it install because this one is called install, right? So you pass it to this endpoint, and just this. And we need to, I guess, also package right. So let's come in here and pass in our data. That would be the name and the path. Fail to uninstall package, right? And this is fine. And here we could we don't really need to pass this. Right, we also don't get, we need to pass the other. Let's save that, and so this looks fine. Let's quickly head over to network, open the network tab, and let's try to uninstall this package. And if it has been, it has been removed. So if we'll check the dev dependencies, we no longer have Tailwind CSS, right, or twin macro, So let's open up a terminal, open up another bash, and that, and just install twin macro again. Right, and just we installed it as a dependency, never mind. So let's try it again. So that package has been removed now, which is what we wanted to do. Now with that, I think we have completed that feature as well, in which you can remove a package. So what we essentially did was just to in this we created a function that essentially does deleting file or a package, catch error, and we can just do that for now. Now with this, we have installing a different version of a package and uninstalling that particular package as well. So we have both the functionality now. And the third one would be to install a package, right? So that I was doing manually from here, and that is something that we'll implement in our later streams. And with this done, I think we can close our stream, right? Let's commit that first, and before that, let's check our changes. Created another button for deleting. This is fine, and this is fine. Before, I think one more thing that I should be doing. Let's open that, and we should definitely make this, since it's being passed really far below, I can make it like this. We don't need to, yeah, this is fine. Actually I can pass far, fine. Also need to pass near path, right? So that is fine. We should also probably do the same thing with this. Right, and we need to pass, I guess, this. I'll just say file. And select the package. Right. And with that, we can now go ahead. And in the server side, let's also review the server side changes. We are in this endpoint that does uninstalling a package. Repeat uninstall package. Let's also bump our package JSON version. I mean, it's not minor, but yeah, should be fine. Right, and let's commit it and push. So with that done, we're good to go and done with today's stream. So we started with implementing or dynamically reading the packages and fields, and the second thing we built was to uninstall a package. And with that being said and done, let's close up our stream for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.